7 friends A, B, C, D, E, F and G are sitting around a circular table facing either the center or outside. Okay, so 7 friends A, B, C, D, E, F and G around a circular table either facing center or outside. Each one of them belongs to different department, which is finance, marketing, sales, HR, corporate finance, investment banking and operations, but not in the same order. Now C sits third to the right of G. See, all these points again you have to use it very smartly, right? Start with the right point. Okay, you need not start with the first point always. And again, in this case, because some are facing center and some are facing outside, you have to be very clear about the direction there. So we can mark a circular table. 1, 2, okay, 7 persons only, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? Let's say these are the 7 positions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now read the first point. It said C sits third to the right of G. But what is right of G? See, when persons are facing center, right is anti-clockwise, left is clockwise. When persons are facing outwards, right is clockwise and left is anti-clockwise. So unless we know what direction G is facing, we will not be able to use the first point. Yes or no? C sits third to the right of G. It depends on G's direction. But then it says G faces center, next point. So I think using these two together, we will be able to plot the two positions. C sits third to the right of G, G faces center. So let us assume this is G's position facing center. C sits third to the right of G. Now, when a person is facing center, right is anti-clockwise. So first, second, third, C comes here. Again, what direction is C facing is not clear. It can be inwards or outwards. Only one person sits between C and the person working in HR department. Now C is already marked. It says only one person between C and HR department. So HR can come here, right? One person between C and HR, or HR can come here. One person between C and HR. So let us take the other possibility as well. There are two possibilities. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? This is G. C has come here. Now only one person between C and HR. So C dash HR here, department, or C dash HR here, the department. Okay. So only one person sits between C and the person working in HR department. Next, immediate neighbors of C face outside. Immediate neighbors of C face outside. So do this in both the arrangements now. Immediate neighbors of C will face outside. Immediate neighbors of C will face outside. Okay. Only one person sits between F and D. Only one person sits between F and D. Now neither F nor D have been marked here, right? Only one person sits between F and D. Many possibilities are there. F dash D, F dash D and so on. Both F and D are facing center. This should be useful. Let us combine these 2 points and use. Only one person sits between F and D. Both F and D are facing the center. Now understand, what can be the possible positions of F and D? What can be the possible positions of F and D? What do we know? Both F and D are facing center. Now F cannot come here. F or D 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 cannot come here. Why? These two are already blocked by C and G, and these two are facing outwards. So these 4 positions are blocked. F and D cannot be taking these 4 positions. And we also know that there is only one person between F and D. So now F and D have to be arranged in such a way that there is a gap between those two. So what are the possibilities? See, can you take F or D here in this position? Understand, if you take F or D in this position where the HR department is marked here, what happens? There should be one position between the other person there. Like for example, if this is F dash D, not possible because C is sitting here. Or if this is F dash D, not possible because G is sitting here. So obviously F and D cannot come in this position as well. Right? If you take F here, D should either come here or here, ruled out. If you take D here, F should either come here or here. Again, that is also ruled out because C and G are already sitting there. So this position is also blocked. So if you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positions are blocked for F and D. So the only possibility is F and D will take these 2 positions. And we can now conclude that these 2 positions are facing center because both of them are facing center is also given to us. So let us say F and D. Again, how do we know this is F and this is D? We don't know. We are assuming. So this can be F or D. This can be D or F. Both of them are facing center. Are you able to follow? F or D, D or F, both of them are facing center. Similarly, try this out. In this case also what happens? F and D cannot come in these positions because they have to be facing center, right? If you take F here, dash D is not possible, dash D is possible. If you take F here, D, yes, they should come in these positions. If you take F here, let's take F here, what happens in this position? Dash D, not possible. dash D not possible. So F or D cannot come here. So again these are the two positions, right? But here again multiple same, F or D, D or F, and both of them are facing center. You're able to follow? Now which is F and which is D is not clear, but definitely these two positions are blocked for them and both of them are facing center. Next point, D does not work in the HR department. Now see, here anyway D is not working in the HR department. If you look at case 1, D is not coming for HR department, but in case 2 we can eliminate one possibility. D does not work in HR department, so D cannot come here. If D cannot come here, definitely D comes here. So F cannot come here. Are you able to follow? D does not work in HR department. So F works for HR department and D works here. Then A works in investment banking department. A works in investment. Let me just clear all these markings here so that we can consider other possibilities. I am clearing this part also. F works in HR department and D works here. Now look at the next point. A works in investment banking department and it says A faces the center. So try to use this. Is it possible? A works in investment banking department and A is facing the center. Look at case number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4 positions are blocked, right? If you look at case number 1, F or D would come here, G comes here, D or F would come here, and C comes here. So A should be coming in any of these 3 positions, one of these 3 positions. What do we know? A faces the center. A faces the center. So A cannot come in these 2 positions because these 2 are facing outwards. A has to come here. But if you take A here, we know that A works in investment banking department, but this is already for HR department. This position is blocked for HR department, which means according to case 1, both investment banking and HR are coming in the same position, which is not possible. Hence case 1 is wrong. See, it's obvious that one of these 2 are wrong. Case 1 is wrong. Try to put this point in the case 2. What happens? We know that A works in investment banking department and A faces center. 1, 2, 3, 4 positions are already blocked. A can come here or here or here. But because we know that A faces center, these 2 are ruled out. So A has to come here and A works for investment banking department. So that also is done. 2 persons sit between the person who works in investment banking and marketing department. So between investment banking and marketing, there are 2 persons, right? 2 persons sit between these 2. So investment banking is here, dash dash marketing, not possible because this is HR. Investment banking is here, dash dash marketing. This should be marketing department. Yes or no? There are 2 persons between investment banking and marketing. So that point is also marked. Nothing complex so far. The person who works in the corporate finance sits immediate left of E. The person who works in corporate finance sits on the immediate left of E. Now see, where would E come? We have already marked A, C, D, F, G. Only B and E are left out. Yes or no? A, C, D, F, G have been marked. Who is left out? B and E. The point says the person who works in corporate finance sits immediate left of E. Now where will E come? E will come either here in this position or in this position. Corporate finance should be immediate left of E. So if you take E in this position, so if E is in this position facing outwards, what is immediate left? This is immediate left. And we know that immediate left of E should be corporate finance, but here it is investment banking. So E cannot come here. So definitely E has to come here. Are you able to follow? E cannot come in this position because immediate left of E should be corporate finance. Here immediate left of E is investment banking. So ruled out. The only possibility is E has to come here. And if E comes here, obviously the left out person. Who is the left out person? B. B would come here. Now the also point that is given here is in investment banking. Sorry, the person who is in corporate finance is immediate left of E. So if E is here, immediate left. What is left? See, E is facing outwards. Left is always anti-clockwise when person is facing outwards. So corporate finance is immediate left of E. So this should be corporate finance. Yes or no? C should be in corporate finance. Immediate left of E. Right? So I think with respect to persons, everything is done. Only departments have to be fixed. C faces the same direction as E. C faces the same direction as E. E is facing outwards, so C also will face outwards. The person who works in corporate finance sits to the immediate left of the person who works for operations department. The person who works in corporate finance, sits to the immediate left of the person who works for operation. Corporate finance is this. He says the person who works for corporate finance sits to the immediate left of the person who works for operations. Immediate left of the person who works for operations. Yeah, so I think this is where there is an error. Let me highlight. This is a wrong statement. I agree with what all of you had mentioned, right? Amit had mentioned that he's getting stuck in the last statement, right? This is incorrect. And many others have also confirmed, right? They are getting stuck in the last statement. That is incorrect because he says corporate finance is immediate left of operations. Corporate finance sits to the immediate left of operations. Now corporate finance is here. If corporate finance is immediate left of operations, operations will be coming here. See, for this department, for B, immediate left is this investment banking. For marketing, immediate left is corporate finance. But he says for operations, immediate left is corporate finance. So basically it is clashing. Operations should also come here, which is not possible, right? If operations come here, then we can say corporate finance is immediate left of operations. Yes or no? Corporate finance is to the immediate left of operations. So if operations comes in this place, corporate finance will become immediate left of operations. See, facing outwards, right? So left is anti-clockwise. But this is already blocked for marketing. So I think something is wrong with this last statement only. If you take right here, I mean, again, you are not supposed to change the question. In the exam also you cannot do it. But because we are unable to complete it from the given data, what we can try is change it to right. See what happens. Change it to right. Right? Let's take it as right. Now what happens? The person who is in corporate finance sits to the immediate right of operations. Immediate right of operations. So in that case, B will come in the operations department. B will come in the operations department. But anyway, we are not able to complete the departments for D and G also. Have we missed some statement here? This statement we have anyway used by changing the left to right here. But anything else given about D or G? What are the departments left out? Finance is left, I think. Marketing is done, HR is done, corporate finance is done, investment banking is done, operations is done. So sales and finance. So D and G will be taking sales and finance. In what order? We have no idea. Sales or finance. Yes or no? So there is no more information given about D or G. First of all, the given information is giving us an incorrect answer. I mean incorrect arrangement. It is contradicting itself. Right? So I think we can change this to right. However, nothing is given about D or G. So possible, in the questions he may ask you, what is the possible department for D? We can say sales or finance. Let us see the questions. Let us see if that questions are given, right? So let me just present the questions also. Let us see what happens. Again, remember we had assumed that the given point about corporate finance and operations was wrong. Okay, so answer these questions. Let me just clear all these underlines. So you can read the first question. What does it say? Which of the following departments does B works? Now B works for operations department. I mean, we have assumed B works for operations department. Remember, there was some error in that operations and corporate finance point. So according to our arrangement, which of the following departments does B work for? B works for operations department. Option 3. Who sits to the immediate right of E? Who sits to the immediate right of E? Where is E? E is here. Moreover, you see the direction of A is also not known. I have just seen this. A is facing inwards or outwards is not known. Anyway, who sits to the immediate right of E? E is facing outwards. So right should be clockwise. So immediate right of E is F. F who works in HR department. So the person working for marketing department, no. The person working for HR department, yes. Option 2. Immediate right of E is F who works in HR department. Who sits exactly between C and the person who works for HR department? Who sits exactly between C and HR department? C is here, HR department is here. So who is exactly between C and HR department? E, who is in marketing department. So the person who works for marketing department, right?